Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to race number 4 of the RSF1 season here in F5 around USA today. Now, you can see we're in quali straight away as normal. There's a little bit of controversy in this episode. You can tell from the title, we've got the good, we've got the bad, and the downright ugly. Now, you'll see it all throughout the video, and we'll get into it bit by bit. But as you can see now, I believe this is Q1. We're just setting our first lap just to get ourselves into Q2. We're hoping anyway. We're just pushing a little bit, not too hard, but a 33.4, not a bad lap at all. There was time lost in the middle sector, but it was a decent lap. I'm quite happy with it, and you can see it puts us in P2 from the first session. And yes, I believe at the time I wasn't fully on it, but as you can see from the replay, you can see our back end was going out bit by bit. Obviously, I've forgotten to show you who went out in that session because I'm a pure idiot. But now you can see we've gone into Q2. We're on the medium tyres, hoping just to do one run, just to get ourselves through. We come to the line, it's 34.3, which is a very good lap on the medium tyres. And for some reason, all the stuff I've edited out has made itself into the video, made its way into the video. But yeah, that's poor from me, but we'll see into the future. But you can see Timmer, Locker, Dano, Skyline, and somebody else is gone out. Maybe Stars Orphan, I can't remember correctly who was the other driver that went out in Q2. But now we jump into Q3. Fingers crossed we can do just enough to get ourselves... Well, I'm looking for P2, P3, but as you can see here, we're up massively on the final lap. Lose the back end, lose a lot of time. Coming around the final corner, can we get ourselves into the front row of the grid? And we do! We take pole position with a 32.808. What a lap that is from ourselves. Destroyer P2, Chadwick P3, MT the Mighty P4, Mr. Blue Sky T in P5, Fruit Boy 6th, Chronic Buds 7th, Hippo 8th, Crunchy Bear 9th, and Ruly Ethan making up their top 10. Now, hopefully, we will get a decent launch because we are starting in P1. But here's the table as well. Dano leads us by 1 point coming into this race. Skyline in P3, Fruit Boy in P4, and Destroyer in P5. Now, we're hoping that we can get a decent launch. But one thing I will tell you, here's the bad. So the good was the pole position. The bad is we've had multiple restarts, and I no longer have a setup, which is crap. But what can you do? So we have no setup going into this race. We've got to the grid nice and early, but as you can see, someone's made a mistake at the back, and Mercedes has spun. And it means that we now are sitting on the grid for a long time. But you can see that Dano down in P13, ourselves starting on pole position, but obviously without a setup now, we'll bring it back into Dano's hands a little bit. But if we beat him today, we do take the championship lead. But it all depends on what happens with this race. It could work out, it could go awfully wrong. I don't know right now what's going to happen, but fingers crossed we can get a decent launch. Now we go to the 5 red lights. And it's go here for the USA Grand Prix in RSF1 Season 4, I believe. And we are underway. But as you can see, with our lack of setup, we're just feeling a massive difference now between the sessions we've done. It's been about 30 minutes as well, I think, since qualifying. And it's just a struggle bus. You can see we're struggling through the first sector because we'd have a lot more grip if we had our setup on. But it is what it is. We'll have to adapt. We'll have to just get used to it throughout the race. And for now, we're not used to it. You can see we're struggling here on lap 1 in the first sector because we can carry so much more speed when we had our setup the first time around. But we're just going to struggle around this race now. It's damage limitations. Let's see where we can get ourselves. And you can see at the back of the field, it looks like Dano, Ellis the Great, and maybe Kabuki have had a little incident. So Dano's right at the back of the field. So that's good for our championship fight. But we don't know how this is going to go. It's a long race. There's 28 laps to go. Well, 28 laps in this race. So fingers crossed it can work out for us. But you can see we're staying with us throughout lap 1. And you can see just where we're losing time. We're not able to get on the throttle where we want to be. We're not able to stay on the throttle. We are just struggling. And Destroyer's around! Only Destroyer spun from the lead of the race. And he's lost a very good advantage. He'll drop back to the back of the field now. And you can see we're not able to go full throttle through there like we would have done before. So we're really struggling. We can do what we can. And it's just going to be awful, but we can do what we can here. And you can see Jay Chadwick in front of us has, for some reason, lost half a second down that pit straight. But very interesting. Now, we are coming into the end of lap 2 to start lap 3 where DRS gets activated. Now, can we stay with him? We got the fastest lap of the race because we were pushing on that lap. Now, we are in DRS range. We've got a little gap to empty the mighty behind us. No penalties as of yet, but I'm expecting a few because of the cornering issue and what we're not used to. We've done a load of practice and a load of laps with a setup on, and now we're having to do it without. And for everybody that does this F1 game, everyone that does league racing will understand it's a pain to get used to. It's a big difference and it is what it is, but at the moment we are keeping up with Chadwick and we turned too early and there's one of the penalties I expected to get. But we are keeping up with him at the moment, but we are having to push extremely hard. Now we're setting him up here. We go wide. We're going to cut back, try and get the best straight line speed onto the big straight here, best acceleration. We get the DRS activated. We're not using our ERS yet, so we're just staying with him. We're just keeping with him. We're thinking about a move. We tease him, but we're staying behind for now. And I'm actually surprised with the pace we've currently got, because I did not expect to be able to keep up with Chadwick, but maybe he's tyre conserving, maybe he's fuel saving, something is going on right in front of us, because he should be getting away from us. We are just all over the place, as you can tell. We're just fighting the car throughout every single corner. But at the moment, our fight with Dano is being won by ourselves. A safety car would ruin everything for us, but, you know, pretty much likely around here that we're going to get one as well. But a safety car would ruin everything, so it'll bring Dano back into the race. You can see Chadwick going offline there to try and keep the lead. And, yeah, it's working out for him at the moment, but we're staying with him as much as we possibly can. Into turn 1, we are pretty much pushing him through the corner. But we're just sticking with him. We're just seeing where he's weak, where we're strong. At the moment, it is just, you know, stay with him as much as possible, really. And you can see he is just carrying good speed throughout these corners that we're not able to really carry. But we are setting him up. At the moment, if we can stick near him for the straight, we can set him up for a move down the pit straight. And that's beautiful through there. Good acceleration. Use a tiny bit of ERS just so we can be within touching distance into this corner. And yet again, practically pushing him around the corner. Get a good launch onto the straight. We've got the ERS activated. Now we've got the DRS. So we turn off the ERS. We're going to make the move nice and easy. And we're going to take the lead of the race for the first time since literally off the grid, to be honest with you, because we did drop back. But it's not over. It's going to be a close battle till the finish. Brilliant. Because we are, like I said, struggling massively. But I think he's not fully pushing right now. And you can see, lap 7, it's reversed now. Reversed situation. He goes past us and comes across like we did. But it's safe for both of us. And yeah, we're now down into P2 again. Can we stick with Chadwick throughout this lap and potentially make a move down the pit straight or somewhere else? As you can see, we're just sussing out that we've got better launch throughout that corner, so we couldn't potentially make a move there later on in the race if we need to. But now we're on lap 8, DRS activated again. We're thinking about a little bit of ERS usage, but we decide against it. We're going to go down the inside. We are. We outbrake him a little bit. Run a little bit deep. Give him a tiny bit of space because we see that he's still there, but he backs out. And we get back into the lead again. Lovely little battle with ourselves and Chadwick. Now we're on lap 9 going into the S section. You'll probably see where we do lose a little bit of time to him behind. We get that slightly wrong, but as you'd expect, leave a little bit of space because we sensed he was coming. Try and still leave him a tiny bit of space down the inside. He's there now. We have to come back onto the line. We get our corner slightly wrong. He hits the back of us. He hits the back of us. He should have expected that. And he comes alongside us and hits us again and loses his front wing. But we do continue at the moment with no damage. And as you can see, someone's made a mistake behind us. It's our teammate Stars Orp, and he's out of the Grand Prix. And it's brought out a VSC, which has turned into a safety car, a full safety car. And that's not what we wanted. That is awful, because Chadwick now gets replaces front wing free. We also get Dano back into the race. And everybody gets a free pit stop. This is the last thing we wanted. This is awful for ourselves and our race. But we can just see what we can do from this point on. But we come out. We're still leading at the moment, but everybody gets a free pit stop, and it neutralises the damage that Chadwick got. It neutralises everything in this race, gives Dano a chance to come back into it. And as you can see, everybody just closes up. But now we go for the safety car restart. We're in control. We're letting the safety car go now. We're letting it go nice and early. And we're just going to try and just catch out everybody behind us with our restart. Now we're waiting for that safety car to disappear around the corner. We want him to just dive into the pits right now. And we've looked, we've seen him in the pits, and we've gone nice and early. Beautiful restart. We catch out Daniel P45 behind us. We do miss the apex there, but that's expected. Now, down the pit straight, can we gap? And it looks like Chadwick's gone for a move on Daniel straight away, and he's got past him. So Chadwick, despite his front wing loss and his damage by hitting us, he has literally not lost any time. He's not lost anything. It's fine. It's worked out for him perfectly, actually. Safety car couldn't have come out at a better time for himself. And now we're just going to see what we can do now on this safety car restart on the first lap. Can we just get away? I don't think we can, but we can just try our best, do what we can. But it's been a decent first sector here on the safety car restart. Not been too bad at all. And you can see we now jump to the end of lap 13. Start lap 14. We turn a little bit early, get another penalty. But we are literally having to push as hard as we can. You see us wiggling the steering because we're not very happy right now. And Chadwick's going to go down the inside of us. And we're not really going to fight it. We're going to just come back onto the racing line. Take our line through here that we've been taking throughout most of the laps. And just watch Chadwick pull away. Because you can see now, dirty air, no setup. It's going to hurt us through here badly. And you can see he's slowly gapping us now. He's slowly getting away throughout these corners. We're getting offline everywhere. And he has gapped us. He's gone. That is the last we'll see of Jay Chadwick now for a while. If not for the rest of the race. He's gone. Got away from us. Now Fruit Boy behind us. And as you can see, we're just contemplating right now. We move to the right, to the left, sorry, of the track. Hoping that he'll realise that we're letting him through. He does eventually, and he gets past us. We're now into P3. Or down into P3 as Fruit Boy passes us. Disappointing, but I couldn't fight him, so I let him go. It was pointless. Trying to fight him in our current situation would have wasted our time. And he has hit the pit lane and brought out another safety car, which gives everybody another free pit stop. As you can see, Dano is now in P4. These safety cars have blessed him. It's helped him massively. He started down in P13 and he's made his way up to P4 now. He's right behind us. And championship advantage for ourselves is gone. We had an advantage at the start of this race, but it's now gone because Dano has done very well. And he's also, I thought he jumped us in the pits there, but he hasn't. But he's got a penalty advantage over us as well. But a very frustrating race for ourselves. With just damage limitations, we're doing what we can. You know, just try not to lose as many championship points to Dano as we possibly can. And now we go to the safety car restart here on lap 18. It's Jay Chadwick's here to go. Fruit Boy's behind him, and he gets it awfully wrong, Chadwick, which holds up Fruit Boy. We just get an amazing launch into the first turn. We're leading the race. And into turn one, we've been rammed. Fruit Boy's hit us, forcing us into the side of Jay Chadwick. And everybody else has hit us as well. And there's the downright ugly that I was referring to. Ridiculous from whoever hit us. I believe it was Fruit Boy. And you can see Chronic Buds and Skyline come together, which gives us a free position. But right now, at this current time, we are mad. We're absolutely fuming because we had this race to win. It was there within a chance. And it's thrown it away through none of our own fault, to be honest with you. And now we're going to go down the inside of Chronic Buds. You can see now the angry driving. I would have gone for that move normally. I would have waited to the straight, but I am fuming. So I'm just going for every move. If it's there, if there's half a sight on the move, we will go for it at this point. we're so annoyed right now. I remember how I felt because I'm doing this post-com the day after the race. And yeah, it's one of them where you're livid. There's not a lot you can do. You can just get on with it and just do what you can. You can see we're lining up Daniel P45 for a move down the inside. He gives us the space. We go down the inside. He does not decide to go for the cutback because he probably realised at the time that I wasn't very happy. We made the move, and now we're up into P4. Now, can we make a move on, I would say, really Ethan, because I don't think we'll catch Chadwick. Chadwick should bolt away from us. He'll probably pass through Ethan and disappear, unless he has any damage from that turn 1 incident, because there was a load of cars. I ended up in the side of him due to everyone else, getting involved and pushing us wide. But now, you can see, we're on the back of really Ethan. A couple laps down the line, lap 21. We've got the DRS activated. We used a little bit of ERS off the straight. And we make the move nice and easy. We're into P3 on the track. A lot of people have got 9-second penalties. Dano's only got 3 seconds. So from 13th on the grid, Dano's got a chance. He's got a very, very big chance, as long as he keeps the penalties down, to win the Australian, I was about to say, the American Grand Prix, the Circuit of the Americas. Now, we're closing in on Chadwick. We're not taking any prisoners at this point. We've got the DRS activated. We're going to pull out the slipstream, go down the inside into turn 1, make the move stick, are we? He goes for the cutback, but does not get the acceleration, and we get the move down the inside. We're into P2, and we're just trying to gap now the cars behind us that we know they're going to have less penalties than ourselves. But Chadwick, I believe, at this time, I didn't know about it, but I believe he does have damage, which is losing him loads of time. He's not going to go up so close to us through here after our contact last time. You can see he backed right off. But yeah, as you can see, we're in P2. We're coming around to start the final lap of the race. Daniel P45 is in P3, but only with 3 seconds of time penalty. So he's not going to be behind us by the end of this. He's probably on for a net P2. Dano's well ahead in P1. He's going to win this race by a mile unless he makes any silly mistake. But he shouldn't do. He should back right off, to be honest. And he should make sure he just gets to the finish. But Dano has done very well from P13 to come around the final corner for himself to win the American Grand Prix, the Circuit of the Americas, the USA Grand Prix. We finish on track in P2, not very happy, but what can he do? Daniel is going to take P2. Are we going to get a podium? I don't know who's behind us. Timmer comes all the way up into P4. We do get a podium. I hope you enjoyed watching. I've been Chris 12LC, and I'll see you later.